Welcome to Write Your Story course. I've been teaching this course since 2016 at CSM. It actually started as a conversation with Dr. Godfried at the time, who was the president of the college. He and I were working on the nonprofit institute together, and we had a conversation in the hallway, and he happened to be getting ready to go on the radio, and I was already on the radio in Washington, D.C. So we had this real cool conversation. I said, yeah, I'm going to be telling people about my book. And he said, me too. I'm going to be talking about my book. So we went into this whole book thing. And I said, I think everybody has a story to tell. Most people have at least 10 stories. And he said that would be a really cool class to bring to the college if you didn't mind doing a pilot. So I did a pilot in the winter part of, toward the winter part of school. And it was very successful. And it's been one of the most attended classes. Now photography has taken its place because I do also teach beginning photography, photography made easy. So you're going to get all the information you need in order to publish your book. What you'll need to do is take the exercises that we do and utilize them for your own project. I will tell you that I just did another class on the shorter version of this class, and the young lady who got really excited at the end of class has already published her book in less than 2 months, and she's already working on two, three more other books that she had bubbling in in her soul. So I always tell people they have at least 10 books inside them and probably more. If I interview you, I could pull out books because I had a podcast. I was also on the radio. What I do for a living is I work with the Department of Agriculture. I am a training specialist where I conduct courses on leadership development and things of this nature. Unfortunately, right now, the federal government is under attack from from the government, which is very interesting. So there's a lot going on there. But I will say that I've had people here publish 3 and 4 books. One particular person, she became a real estate agent. Now she's actually one of the top exit realty agents in the Southern Maryland area. But she published 3 books, and I was there to help her with her first book. So if you actually publish your book and you need someone to kind of be a guest speaker or something like that, just reach out to me. I don't mind showing up to your event and actually, being that voice for you so that you don't have to be your own voice. It's kind of cool when you have someone kind of speak for you before you speak and talk about your project. So what I like to do when we start out though is to remind you that you are a cohort, right? We're here for 2 hours, Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Thursday, like that. I used to do Saturday classes. I used to do, try to get those done early in the morning, and people just have life going on and they don't show up. And then I have issues, and we all have conflicts and things of this nature. So I decided to start just doing them on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And when we first started doing this class, they didn't want to do it on virtual, but nobody wanted to come to to campus, including myself at the time during the beginning of COVID. And then as COVID continued and everything kind of died down, they kind of kept it. And they found that they still get very good attendance, even if it's not on campus, because people can get home, do some things with their family, and then jump on here for a couple hours and then go back to what they were doing. All right. So I'm very relaxed about how we go get stuff done. There's no credit on this class. There's no certification on this class. There's no certificate on this class. This is a personal enrichment course. And when you signed up for it, that's what's in the descriptions of whatever they have for that part of their college. They're working on some other different things, but right now there's nothing there. So just know that. The other thing is this. You are a cohort, so some of the things that we talk about, you might want to talk to each other about. So you're going to have each other's email because we're all on one email feed. And then you can reach out to people and say, hey, you know what? I just wrote this chapter. Could you check it out? I just wrote this, part. Can you check it out? Or whatever it is that you decide to do. This is your project. This is your life. This is what you decide. But I like to know, and I like to start out finding out like what people are interested in doing. By the time they, finish, they might think of something different. I've had people that came in to write a novel and they wind up writing a children's story. And vice versa. I've had people that came in to write a children's story and they wrote a self-help book. So it all just depends on what you learn as you go, what you already know. It's experiential learning. So what I do is I give you information and then you layer it on execution. I'm not going to just be here just talking at you, and then that's it. It's all about what activity you do, but it's not required. If you don't do the work, you don't do the work. It's up to you. But when I give you an assignment, if you go ahead and do the assignment, I can guarantee you it will sink in better. You'll have a better experience in the class because you get out of it what you put in, right? But I'm going to give out all that I have. I love what I do. I do what I love. I have my job is like that, and this is like that. So the things that I've done in the past, driving trucks and all kind of other stuff, teaching and being involved with training and development has always been my number one thing. And so let's talk about it. And Eric, you were in the other class, right? And then you had to drop out, right? So you didn't get a chance to finish because you had some family business to handle. So I'm glad to see you back here as well. And Robert,
Thanks.
we were how do I know you, Robert?
I'm trying to remember.
You took something. Because your name, go in there. I jacked the name up before. So how you say your last name?
Gomer.
Gomer, yeah. See, I was putting E's in there and A's in there. Gomer, Gomer. I was jacking it up. I know that for a fact. So I don't know what it was, but hey, welcome back. All right. And so we're gonna go around the horn real quick, and I'm just gonna ask you to share, why you decided to take this class and what's your end goal, right? What's the thing that you want to accomplish at the end of this thing? So Robert, we'll start with you because the way it is on my screen is Robert, then Nike, or is it Nikia?
Nikkei, but everyone just calls
Okay,
me Nick.
Nikkei, I got you. No, we're gonna write it down. Nikkei is if we put two E's in there and a K, we can get it right.
Yeah, it's
Nikkei,
Greek.
no
It's
problem.
Greek mythology.
I have
But
a friend named Aristoteles, and we all was having problems. So he said, just call me Telly. I was like, no, I'm calling you Aristoteles. I'm gonna say it the way it's written because my granddaughter was supposed to be Alexandria, and I didn't want no one calling her Alex. I wanted them to call Alexandria. That's her name. So I understand that. Names are very important. So anyway, Nikkei, right? All right, cool. Okay, Lacey's here. Excellent. Okay. And so, and then John, and then Cindy, and then Lacey, you'll be pulling up, bringing us home. You know that leg that wins the race. All right, so Robert, go for it.
Hello, my name is Robert Gomer, but I go by Weber, and I took this class because I've been a wannabe writer for a while, but I've never actually written a book, so I was hoping that this would help me improve.
Okay, what
Yeah.
have you written?
Um, a three-chapter fan fiction is the longest one that I've successfully written.
Okay,
Yeah.
and fan fiction. What kind of fan?
Oh, Star Wars for the
Awesome.
Star Wars Rebels show. I don't know.
That's yeah. That's you got a big fan base there. So, you got to remember that. You got a huge fan base there. So, when you do write it, you should be in those communities having conversations, right? Are
Okay,
you part of those conversations right now as far as Facebook or Instagram or anything like that, any social groups?
a little bit on Reddit and
Oh,
DeviantArt, but that's really it. I haven't really talked to too many people there.
Reddit,
Yeah.
Reddit. I don't know. I would say find some people other than Reddit, but
Yeah,
you do what
probably.
you do. I'm just gonna give you some insight on that.
Yeah, that's not a bad suggestion.
There are some people that are like really die hard. They go to the Comic Cons and all the other different things that are out there, and they're very specific about everything about that. Even when I go to Vegas, my son lives in Vegas, and they have a whole thing on Star Trek and Star Wars, right? And so people get them all mixed up, and they get pissed. All right. Well, thank you so much, Weber. You said Weber. You want us to call you Weber or
Yeah,
Robert?
Weber, please.
Okay, cool, Weber. And if you could change that on the, you know how to change your name on there?
Not yet.
It's okay, no problem. I could do it for you real quick. And I'm gonna change your name. What is it? Rename. And how do you spell it?
Webber.
Got you. There we go.
Perfect.
All right. And next would be Nikkei. Nikkei.
Um, so what do I start with again?
Who are you? What's up? Why you
Um,
came to class?
oh,
And
right,
then what are you trying
why
to
I came
get
to
out of
class and
this
all that.
thing? Yeah.
For the longest time, I've been a huge reader, and for almost as long, I wanted to write my own stuff. And when I saw this um, class, and I'm like, write your story, I'm like, oh wow, this will help me with like writing and my writing and stuff. Um, and like I've done some of those um, writing ones where they're like where they d just do like, oh, this is how you form sentences and all that. And those are, and that's what I thought this was before. I'm like, oh, before I read it, and I'm like, oh, this is actually really cool. And so I thought it was really cool when I read the description, and I'm like, oh, okay. And um, yeah,
And what kind of genre are you writing? Like, what's the
fantasy.
story? What kind of fantasy? Because I've had a
Um,
number of different fantasy people.
um, again, I've mostly only written uh, some fan fiction as well.
Okay.
I haven't, I've, like, I've started like several times to write my own thing,
Hmm.
to create my own thing, but the best I can do is start with like compiling a list of like world building things that I want to add to the story rather than
Hmm.
the story itself. I'm
Okay.
especially bad at creating like names for anything.
No problem. I'm gonna give you
So
some. I'm gonna give you
I'm
some
just like,
clues.
what do I do?
Yeah.
So I just have character one, character two until I can be like, what's a good name for this person? And I'll go
Yeah.
like deep diving into like the list of like what names mean and stuff and to give them
Hmm.
like a significant name. And so like most of the so unless I'm like, writing a fan fiction about an pre-existing characters, I have the names for them and stuff. I go into like this deep dive and I end up like there'll be like character one, character two, character three until I get a name.
Cool. Well, I don't teach you how to write. I teach you how to write a story, right? I
Yeah.
tell you like here's how you get a book
Yeah.
done, as opposed to like prepositions and
Yeah.
pronouns and all
That's
that stuff. That's a
yeah.
whole different English class.
Yeah,
In
that's
most
what I
of
thought
everything
when
that
I
you need
first
to
saw the
know,
write your story. And then when I
yeah.
read it, I realized what it was and I'm like, oh, that's even cooler. So
Yeah, because I've had people
like
come and they get upset, and I'm like, "Why are you upset? Did you read the description?" Because I was very clear that I don't teach you how to write. That was
yeah.
fifth grade. Fifth
No,
grade, if you
I
knew
find
how
those
to.
classes very boring. Because I'm like, because I just write the way I
You
talk and stuff,
talk.
and I
Hmm.
oh, and how I read other stories. I kind of like usually actually I end up imitating the writing style of whatever I last read on accident, and I realized that
You got to find your
like
own voice.
later I'll like reread my stuff, and I'm like, wait, looks very familiar, and I'll like read back, like I'll re go to like whatever was the last two or three things I've read. And I'm like, that sounds just like this, but like different story, but the wording style is very the same. Because I also talk that way sometimes. Like if I'm watching a British show or something, like Harry Potter, I'll
Uh,
suddenly start talking in a British accent randomly for a while, and because I'll start like imitating what I hear. I'll
yeah,
randomly slip into these random accents, and I'm just like, okay. And I do the same with my writing.
no problem.
So
We're gonna help you with that. I'll give you some assignments. Take heed to the assignments. I give you some structures. and you might take a gander on those structures and give yourself, this is a gray space. We do not put down anyone's stuff. I've had erotic writers in here. I've had children's writers in here. I've had Christian writers in here. I've had Jewish writers in here. It's writers. We just are writers. We do write books. That's what we do. And we don't put anyone down for their area, their genre, their this and this and that. And what I will say though, Nikkei, is I had a young lady that had a disability, and she's always wanted to write a story because she was very enamored by uh, the shapeshifters. And so with her and her mom and her grandma, I helped her write her first book about a Kasuna, which was very cool. And it was a fox that turned and shapeshift and was running from a wolf. And it was pretty cool story. So, you can do that. And then I had another person who did a fantasy novel, and that novel was what you just described as far as changing, from different worlds and how these worlds collided and the characters and stuff. And so it was really, really cool, and powerful conversations as we went along. So just hold on to it and let's make it happen. So, all right, we're gonna hear from John, and then Cindy, and then is it Lee Lacey, or is it Lee Lacey? I say it both together. Okay. No problem. John, and I'm sorry, Eric.
So,
So John first, and then Eric, and then Cindy, and then Lee. Okay, Lee Lacey. Okay, cool.
so Mr. Ross will know I'm a plumber from the last class I took with him. But so I've been working on industry stuff, and actually one book I got like it's like right around 200 pages. I got to edit the last 40 pages or so of putting stuff in, but I use Chat GBT to help me get over the writer's block of the base, of the book. And then what I do is I notice that ChatGPT is great, but it came up with, when I was putting stuff in to get each individual chapter all together, it gave me like 120 pages, and now I'm up around like 200 with what I've
Okay.
added and changed what it gave me. And
Hmm.
that's over the course of like a month or so while working that I was doing that. I did that in between the two classes.
Okay.
So, and then the other idea I have is um, I would like to try to do little no, I guess they call them novellas,
Novellas.
3,000 words or so.
Yep.
But I was going to use Chat GBT to kind of help me with that too. And I was just putting it together and then putting it up on Amazon. I'm ready with one. I hopefully will have it done by the end of the weekend. And then,
Mhm.
like I said, the novellas might go a little bit quicker. But yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, we don't get to that kind of writing until like toward the end of class when we switch over to, I introduced them to AI. And what
Okay.
I've done with AI, I'm an AI consultant. I'm certified in that space, and I show you how to like collapse time with every single thing that I'm teaching you today and the next couple of weeks.
I was lucky I
By
took your AI
that.
course, right?
Yeah, you took my AI course. So,
He has a
and that was
great
a
AI
pilot.
course, which
That was
I'll
a
sign up
pilot.
for.
Yeah, that was a pilot course. So you didn't get like all the deep stuff. And it's already changed 5 times since that class. So it's
I might retake
AI.
it in the future. It was
It's
really good. It
it's
was a really
changing
great
every three
class.
days. Every 3 days, there's an update every 3 days. So I have an agent now that's writing stuff for me, that's coding. It's absolutely phenomenal. So we'll talk about that on another time. All right, Eric. Thank you, John.
Hey, good evening, Dwayne. Good evening, everybody I'm
Y'all hear
talking
Eric?
to.
Eric's supposed to be on the
Can you hear
radio. He'd
me?
be like, he's supposed to be on the radio, but he writing books. But that's okay. Go for it, Eric.
Hey, thanks a lot. Uh, John and I were in that same AI class that was referenced earlier, and I'm here today and signed up for this class because I have several products I'd love to publish. So, what I'd love to get out of the class is definitely some advice on creating arcs of a story or story structures, and certainly any productivity tools to help me deliver those products to the market faster. I'd love to learn those things. So I'm
Yep.
looking forward to this class. Now, one thing to note, explain. I missed several classes and things like that because of my work schedule.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've made a pivot, and and you got my complete attention this
No,
course.
no problem.
So
This course is designed for getting it from thought. I call it getting it from the idea that's in your head and in your heart into the hand so you can consume it, so others can consume it. And so many of us have these things that we just be holding on to. I had somebody that was 71 and she's been holding on to a story for her family for like two generations, and she was the keeper of the story. And it was a story about slavery that she wanted to tell because they owned slaves down in Southern Maryland, and they were very well off as a result of the work that these slaves did for free. So she wanted to kind of tell that story, and she was said that she's telling the story, writing the book. She's putting in her will that she can't release it until she dies. So that's how deep it is to have something in writing that is yours, that comes from your ethos, from your humanness, right? So, and
yeah,
it could be good or bad. Nobody makes that decision but the reader. And some people have written some really bad stuff for people to do, and some people written some really good stuff to people to do. So it just, it's all we go, but we do talk about story arcs and structure in here. We talked about productivity and how to get stuff from, get it out and make it happen. And as John stated, when we get to the AI part, you're going to see that just by doing certain things with AI, you can actually just like productivity is not an issue. You can have it wake you up and ask you questions if you want. That's how amazing it is now. All right.
thanks a
So
lot.
it could be your coach, your book coach, and that will save you thousands of dollars because a book coach will charge you about $8,000 to $10,000. And then somebody was doing a what was it? It was a story about their dad. It was like an autobiography or whatnot. And they thought they couldn't use certain things for it, but I was able to show them how to keep their voice solid inside the story. So, very, very cool stuff. All right. So Cindy, thank you, Eric. Cindy, you're up.
Hi, everybody.
And I don't
I,
know if you could come on camera just for a moment, just to show us your face, say
I am
hello,
having
and then,
trouble with my camera.
okay, no problem.
I will try
So
to get that fixed before the next
it's
class.
not required. I just like people to see faces and not names on the screen when they're talking. So
I'm with you. I
sharing.
work in a place that requires us to be on camera, so I'm used
Oh,
to it. I
okay.
don't know what happened.
No problem. All right. You have the floor, man.
I am a fish out of water.
Oh,
I have
okay.
lots of random thoughts that enter my brain at different times throughout days, weeks, months. I don't know where to start.
Aha.
I don't know how to organize those thoughts to put anything together.
Okay.
So I'm at the very beginning,
That's awesome.
and I'm just here to follow my heart and see where this class takes me.
Ooh, I love it. Follow your heart. There's this thing called, follow your bliss. This is a book that's in my hand. I have to keep it right in here because I got the blur so you don't get distracted by the stuff in the back. But it's about how many pages? It was 32 pages. I think it's 32 pages. And it was random thoughts about love. And so this guy, he decided, you know what? I'm just going to put these on a paper and I'm going to publish it. And back in 1981, he published this book of, you know, how people find people and then how they lose them. I'm not asking you to come to me, only just meet me halfway. And that's what's called, Meet Me Halfway. And he put these random thoughts together and he sold over 1 million copies of this little tiny book for like 99 cents. So you never know where your stuff was going to take you. But random thoughts can also turn into a big business like t-shirts, cups, hats. I'm going to show you how to make money with your book in the last 2 days of the class. I go into that whole